Warning, you're about to experience Vegas Victories with Vinny V and Ray Ray Robinson. Vinny V is a foul-mouthed pervert who is unabashedly racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, and, well, let's just say he's a little bit of an asshole. So unless you're about to get real cool with a lot of things real fast, sports fans, you might just want to sit out for this one.
It's me, it's Vinny V, baby, coming to you live from my vast and venerable studios here, overlooking the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip, as always, and it's time for Volume 3 of the one and only Vegas Victories. So thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. This is actually a very special broadcast, as we're broadcasting live on Facebook. And hats off to the crew over there at the War on Moron show for letting us use their airwaves here. But in fact, you know, I don't really understand why, but it looks like they've got a video up of one of these War on Moron goofs. So go ahead and pull up a picture of Vinny V, baby. There we go. So anyway, you know, I've got all the latest sports news and comment for you tonight. You know, War on Morons, they give you the stupid criminal stuff. They give you the fucking politics, the Florida man bullshit. But we will give you the sports, baby. and we're going to go all around the wide world of sports today, from baseball, basketball, football, hockey, soccer, fucking wrestling. I mean, you name it. You know, we got everything for you in the stack tonight, but whatever you do, make sure you tune in all the way to the very end, because on this show, I will handicap the NBA restart. So remember, you know, if you don't know me, they call me the man who knows all. You know, I've been dominating Las Vegas since the goddamn 80s. You know, I'm the brains behind 1-900-V4 Vegas, which you can dial at only $5.99 per minute. You know, since linking up with these War on Morons, I've given you the guaranteed winner for the College Football National Championship. So just this year, I guaranteed that winner. I put $75 on it. You know, I'd pay you $75 if I couldn't get it right. I got it right. I correctly predicted that. I correctly predicted the Super Bowl. Just a couple of weeks ago, I told you who's going to win the pennants this fall in the short baseball season. Now, you know, we'll find out that I'm right in October. But either way, you do not want to miss my take on the NBA. I mean, the sports books are open, baby. And if you want to cash in big, and I mean real big, you know, I've got a long shot pick that I genuinely believe will take home some hardware when this thing's all over in September, October, whatever the fuck it's going to end. I've got some awesome picks for you, but that's going to be in the second half. Because first, you know, I've got some stuff to do. You know, as we always do here on Vegas Victories, you know, I've got to make these fucking people cry. You know, every week I'm generating heat. I got hate mail coming at me. I got these phone lines heating up, you know, with the typical Friday night vitriol. So I'm going to piss some people off. That's what I do. Because hey, come on, Vinny, man. What the fuck, man? Oh, hey, Ray Ray. Sorry, I got off at a tangent. I forgot to introduce you over every single show, Vinny. Every single fucking show, you just ramble on. You don't fucking, you know, come on, man. All right, hey, put your guns down, baby. I'll let the people know. So before I get into the news of the week, let me lob up an alley-oop for my main man, the Baron of the Backboard, the original running rebel, my number one, number two. We couldn't do the show without him. It's Ray Ray fucking Robinson, baby. How's that for an introduction, Ray Ray? You like that? Hey, man, I like that, Vinny. I appreciate that, man. Just don't forget me, nigga. All right, Ray, you know, calm down, buddy. You know, I'm the host. Anyway, Ray's running the board. As always, he's producing the show tonight. So if you call into a hotline, it's going to go right to Ray. And if you're making sense, he'll patch you through to me. I'll make you some dollars. So, Ray, what's the number again? I can never remember the number. Come on, man. Shit, we've been doing this for a fucking month. You don't know the hotline yet? Hey, why the fuck would I know the number? I don't call it. I'm the man in the arena, man. It's Radio 101. Vinny, it's Radio 101, man. You gotta know your own fucking number, else you look like a fucking dumbass. Anyway, anybody want to call in? You want to talk to me and Vinny? It's 813-906-9099. That's 8. Hey, come on, man. You fucking talking too much. He just said the number. No, you gotta repeat the number, man. You don't repeat the number, they ain't gonna write it down. They ain't even know to get a pen. I could do it. I mean, it's 813. Here, you do it. 813-906-9099. All right. So you heard the man. Call us up. I mean, we don't rely on the call-ins. We don't need gimmicks like that other show on Monday nights. But we do want to hear from you. I'd love to talk some sports with you. I'd love to talk some shit with you. But until you do, I'm going to get to the news. So no more lollygagging. No more ball sacking over here. We're going to get to the first story of the day. After a 4-month delay due to this fucking virus bullshit, Major League Baseball has officially relaunched, I guess you could say. They've launched the 2020 campaign. So last night, we had a couple games, we had basically a game and a half over in D.C., over in Chavez Ravine. It was just about as fucking goofy as you could expect these days. I mean, you got all these players. I'm looking at one right now, Milwaukee and the Cubs. All the players are sitting in the dugout wearing these fucking silly face masks like a bunch of clowns. The reporters are even wearing them. On ESPN, the reporters are wearing face masks. They look like they're trying to rob a fucking bank. While they're talking on camera. I mean, the whole thing's all for show. I think it's fucking stupid, if you ask me. They've got these ridiculous cardboard cutouts of fans propped up in the stands, since these fucking idiots won't let spectators in the ballpark. And apparently people paid money for that shit. They're piping in crowd noise. They're using, at least on some channels, they're using CGI for spectators. You're trying to watch a baseball game, you're watching a fucking Avengers movie. I mean, it's a fucking mess. And honestly, if you ask me, that's probably why God took a long, wet piss over opening day last night. Because the Yankees game, it didn't even go 6 full innings. They called the game because God just opened the skies up and he fucking took a piss all over the Yankees and the Nationals, and he told them, you better put some respect on it. Man, come on, Vinny, man. You can't be talking about God take a piss. Hey, well, I didn't really need to talk about all that. What I really want to get to what everything started off with yesterday. Oh, God, this fucking moron, this idiot, Dr. Fascist. I mean, apparently this little dweeb's a big Nationals fan, so they let him throw out the first pitch. Ray, actually just pull up the video of this fucking this doofus. There he is. This guy is the reason you can't leave your fucking house. He's probably the reason you lost your job. I mean, he's the reason we haven't had any sports for a third of the year. But this fucking idiot is a big Nationals fan. Big Nationals fan. Look at this guy. Was he 5'2"? Look at this pitch. I mean, that almost went to fucking first base, baby. I mean, I haven't seen a guy miss a mark that much since this same idiot came out and gave his coronavirus projections, and he told everybody 3 million people were going to die. But, I mean, that's how everything started off. That's how the 2020 regular season started off, with that fucking moron throwing the ball about 50 feet wide at home plate. But if you think that was something, if you think that was bad, and frankly, you probably should, but I mean, we've seen worse, to be honest. But if you think that was bad, the big controversy was earlier in the week, actually, when they were still wrapping up the season. I guess they were calling it, because it's not spring training, I guess they were calling it summer camp. And they had these mental midgets on the San Francisco Giants, including Gabe Kapler. I'm going to call him out, the manager. I mean, he was a mediocre fucking player, and I guarantee he's going to be a mediocre manager because he's got the spine of a jellyfish. But they got down on their knees, as so many people have been lately. They got down on their knees to kneel for the national anthem. And Ray, did you pull it up?
Yeah, man, I pulled it up. I don't know. We starting the show with this shit. Look, I didn't start the show with this shit, baby.
I started the show with the fucking doctor, the fucking doctor. But anyway, look at these fucking Giants. They're kneeling for the national anthem. They got no respect for America. I mean, if you want to disrespect our country like that, I mean, you can get down on your knees and you can suck my kielbasa, baby.
Come on, man. Jesus. Man, you fucking talking all this shit. I mean, they just trying to do the thing for the Black Lives Matter.
Come on, man. I didn't pick this fight, Ray Ray. I'm just trying to watch some goddamn sports after they took fucking 4 months off, and then they got to roll out this CNN bullshit. I mean, it's bad enough. I got to see that limp-wristed baby dictator Fauci go out there and botch the first pitch, but now I got to see this bullshit every single fucking game. They're trying to make it like it's a goddamn race riot. I mean, come on, man. Don't cram that down my throat.
It's like, you really coming out against the Black Lives Matter?
Hey, man, come on. Half my staff is black, brother. I mean, the fucking Giants, they got one, count them. They got one black guy on the entire roster. I mean, the San Francisco Giants got as many chicks in uniform as they have black ball players. And they're trying to go out there and lecture everybody about discrimination. I mean, maybe they ought to start in their own goddamn dugout, before they go out there pissing on the flag. I mean, honestly, who are these guys trying to impress? I've seen these Black Lives Matter riots on TV, Ray Ray. I mean, these people don't watch sports. It's not even black people. I mean, you want to go find blacks, you don't go to a Black Lives Matter rally. You don't go to a riot in San Francisco. You certainly don't go to the fucking San Francisco Giants clubhouse. You go to a barbershop on the west side, baby. I mean, you go find a dice game. I mean, you go to one of these Black Lives Matter riots. It's just a bunch of purple-haired trannies and fucking fat white lesbians. Come on, man.
Jesus, man, we been live on Facebook 5 minutes. You're gonna get us kicked off of Facebook. You're gonna get us one of them 30-day ban. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg, man, he from San Francisco. He's probably a Giants fan.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, would they try to impress that demographic? The purple-haired lesbian demographic?
I mean, maybe a fat lesbian love baseball, Vinny.
That's softball. That's fast-pitch softball. Anyway, let's move on. Enough of this shit. Let's see. I mean, I could talk about the NFL. I mean, they're doing the same shit. Everybody knows it already. It's not I mean, at this point, we expect it from the National Football League. But, I mean, I do think it's funny they got these social justice decals that they're letting the players stick on the back of their helmets. I just think it's kind of ironic, it's kind of hypocritical. Nothing against it, honestly. I mean, if you want to show what you feel about a cause as an individual, I'm all about it. I mean, I'd go out there with a sticker. I'd really fucking shock them. But I mean, they're really pushing this, and this is the NFL where they'll fucking fine you if you wear the wrong color pair of shoelaces. But apparently, I mean, as long as it's politically viable, you can do anything.
Man, come on, Vinny. Come on, Vinny, man. You talking about this. You going to piss people off. We ain't going to have anybody listening. Honestly, I'm fixing to walk out again.
I'm just saying, my brother. I mean, if you guys are so oppressed, maybe it would help if every corporation in America wasn't bending over for you. I mean, the NBA, they're painting it on the court. the Disney bubble. I mean, the only people I've seen that aren't doing anything, I mean, it's the NHL. But you got just about as much luck finding a black guy in an NHL team as you do finding a black guy in a Black Lives Matter riot.
Come on, man. You're going to have ratings like the NHL if you don't change the subject, man. You dumb motherfucker.
All right. It's okay, Ray Ray. I mean, we got that disclaimer, before the show. That means I can say anything I want. Because we tell everybody before the show what kind of guy I am. But anyway, I'll move on. So... let's see. I mean, the NBA, I kind of mentioned them in passing there. I think it's kind of fucked up that the NBA players are not allowed to have their own opinions. They're not allowed to stray from the company line. We know that they're not allowed to talk, against China in any way. It's almost like the slaves or something. But before you jump all over me for that, let me give you Exhibit A. So we've got Houston superstar James Harden. I'm going to pull this picture up here. Pull it up, Ray Ray. So we got James Harden over here. And he's wearing his face mask. Unlike Dr. Fauci. I don't know if you saw Dr. fucking Fauci. He had his off in the stands. But James Harden's doing what they tell him. He's got his stupid coronavirus face mask on. And he is under heavy scrutiny. From the press, from his colleagues, from fans. Everybody's fucking crucifying this guy. And you want to know why? Well, it's over the design of this face mask. And what I've got to ask you, what do you think? Take a look at this, Ray Ray. Do you think it doesn't look safe? I don't know, man. It's a fucking face mask. Everybody got a face mask. I don't wear a fucking face mask. You think they're gonna fucking go to me, Vinny V? And look, I was about to get on a tangent here, but let's not get off the subject. The reason that these guys are jumping down James Harden, one of the best players in the fucking league, by the way. They're jumping down his throat because he dared to wear a mask with that picture on it here. You see this? It's called the Thin Blue Line. I guess it's a logo that people use to support the police. So everybody's jumping down his fucking throat, saying he's supporting the bad guys here. I think all he's saying is he doesn't want people to hate the police. He doesn't want people to think that fucking cops should be killed, just like they don't think that innocent black people or, white people or Mexicans or whoever should be getting killed. But they don't like this from James Harden because that doesn't fit the line. So you got people calling him a clown. You got people saying he's a bad guy. Look, I can't be the only one that realizes this, baby. But, there's a ton of cops out there who aren't even white. So, even if you're taking this stance that all the white people are the bad ones, the cops aren't exactly the Ku Klux Klan. Maybe James Harden's got family members on the force. Maybe he's got friends on the force. Maybe the police saved him and one of his people's fucking lives before. He's a rich guy. Maybe somebody tried to break into his house. I don't know. But maybe he's tired of hearing from everybody, from the NBA commissioner to the jackasses on TNT, just trying to make, these mark-ass fans turn everything into a one-sided political debate, right? You putting a lot into that, man. He probably just thought it looked cool, man. It's got a skull and shit. Looks like the fucking Punisher. Pull that. Here, look at this shit. That's a cool mask, man. I don't know, no fucking police in it, man. It don't say nothing about the police. It says he got a skull and he's cool. He's got a skull and he's cool. Jesus, Ray Ray, you're not helping your fucking case here. Anyway, you actually are probably right. This guy doesn't look like a fucking guy that belongs on the debate team. He can't even figure out how to shave his face. But that does bring us to Exhibit B, our next villain of the week in the association. Always an interesting character. It's L.A. Laker Dwight Howard. Now, I love Dwight. He's my guy. This guy is always entertaining ever since he came to the league. I like him even more now because he's not putting up with this bullshit at all. I don't know if you heard about this, Ray Ray, but Dwight is actually about to get kicked out of the fucking NBA bubble before the games even start because he's not wearing the face mask. He told them they could take the face mask and they can cram it, baby. I saw this the other day. He did like an hour-long interview about it. He wasn't wearing it. Everybody's fucking chastising for it. He probably got hit with the fine or whatever. For being out in the common areas without one on his face, but he's not backing down. And when you listen to what he says, he's got a point. For one, whatever you think about this virus, everybody in this NBA bubble has gotten tested, and they're getting tested all the time. There's like 400 people in there. They're getting tested all the fucking time. Nobody is in there who's had a positive test, and nobody's allowed in and out. And they're sanitizing every day like, fucking germophobic psychopaths over there. How is he supposed to get it? But they want him wearing this mask because it's all about. I don't know what it's about, but I mean this is fucking stupid. Yeah, you know they trying to hold Dwight Howard down, man, because he's a black man. You know that's right? Fuck it, I like that. Yeah, and plus everybody knows, as we've covered ad nauseum on these airwaves, black people cannot get the coronavirus. So anyway, Dwight Howard, God bless him. Sue the fucking NBA. I don't care if they kick him out. Then I hope the Lakers tank. But we'll get to that later when we cover the NBA restart preview in the second half. I've got some really great stuff for you there, but we'll get to that in the second half. In the meantime, 3 cheers for fucking Dwight Howard. Man, you can't be. You drinking on the air? Hey, man, it was Vinny V, baby. I do what I want. Anyway, let's move on from the NBA. I've actually got, let's see, what do I got in the stack here? All right, let's go back to Major League Baseball. Let's go back to these fucking idiots. Because I really like this story, actually. This is so funny to me. I actually touched on this a little bit earlier. So in the NBA, they're playing in a bubble. No fans, nobody in and out. They're all in the same place. But in Major League Baseball, every team, except for the Blue Jays, because, Canada's even more fucked up than America these days, but every team is playing in their own ballpark. But nobody's allowed in. So they're playing in these, essentially these empty arenas. It's empty arena baseball. They got nothing but the cardboard cutouts sitting in the crowd, like a bunch of fucking schizophrenics. So what they're doing to try to make it seem more like a regular game is they're pumping crowd noise in through the PA system, like it's from some fucking video game. So they're pumping in fake crowd noise. They got fake cardboard cutouts in the crowd. They got a PA announcer just announcing everybody, even though there's like 4 people in the crowd, like Dr. fucking Fauci and I don't know, the commissioner and the owner or whatever. And the way that they're handling this crowd noise is whichever team has the most support on this this mobile app, that's who gets the most cheers. So hold on, so they get cheered from the app. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's say Milwaukee's playing Chicago. We're watching that game right now. Milwaukee's playing Chicago. Now, let's say the game's in Milwaukee. Everybody knows the Chicago Cubs have a lot more fucking fans than the Milwaukee Brewers. So, if more people who cheer for the Cubs are watching this game on this app or whatever, they just hit a button and it pumps in cheers saying, hey, go Cubs, and booing the Brewers. So if you don't have any fans on the app, you're getting booed in your own fucking stadium. I mean, this is silly stuff, right? Man, that's not fair, man. That's not fair for the Astros, for one, man. Everybody gonna make them, hear a boo. Even at the home. Hey, man, forget about Houston. Houston can handle it, baby. I mean, Houston, as we covered a couple weeks ago, Houston's got balls the size of fucking watermelons. But, I mean, think about those poor teams in Florida. The Rays, the Marlins, everybody. When we found out they were going to have empty ballparks, we thought that those Florida teams are going to have an advantage this year because they're used to playing in empty ballparks. But now they're going to get booed everywhere. They're going to get booed at home. They're going to get booed on the road like they used to. But they're going to look in the crowd, and there's not even going to be anybody there. They get booed by invisible fucking video game people. I mean, it's silly, man. So you want to change your pick for the series? No, not a chance, baby. I already locked it in. I already bet money on it. Astros all the way, baby. They live to be hated. But either way, though, if you think the fake noise is something, Ray Ray, if you think the fake noise is something, Fox Sports is putting fake fans in the crowd. And I'm not just talking these cardboard cutouts. They're putting fucking video game characters in the stands. Like digitally. Actually, I think we actually got do we got a clip of that? Yeah, man, hold on, let me pull it up. Alright, so look at this shit. So this is straight from Fox Sports. They got virtual fans that they got off of some video game, and I tell you, man, it's like this is the uncanny valley these days. These video games look really fucking realistic. But you watch a game on Fox Sports, you might as well be watching the latest Jerry Bruckheimer film or something, because everybody that you're seeing, they got 40,000 fake fucking fans doing the wave, cheering, booing. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. 50 years from now, we're going to look back at this, and people aren't even going to know. They aren't even going to know what we're looking at, baby. Just remember, for prosperity, we were in the middle of a so-called pandemic. Nobody was in the crowds. I'm not a video game. I don't know. I don't know, Ray Ray. What should we talk about next?
Well, I mean, you talking about the crowd. You want to talk about the crowd? We got a good story about the crowd with the soccer.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, my God. I can't believe I didn't do the segue myself, baby. Yeah, we got this is amazing. I actually got a block of soccer stories in the stack tonight. The football. But this is amazing. So, soccer may be boring to me. I know it's boring to Ray Ray. Is that right?
Hey, man, fucking, 0-0 game. That's boring.
Yeah, well, it's boring to us. But over in Europe, they go fucking crazy for this soccer shit. And frankly, they're making us look bad this week. Because while, we're over here listening to Dr. Fascist, and we're afraid to let people into a crowd. Everybody's sitting at home on the couch, like a good little, obedient bitch. You got to get a load of this story out of Poland. So these Polacks, you can't call it a Polak. Come on, man. No, it's okay, baby. It's allowed because they're anyway. The Polish, they rented a bunch of cranes. They rented a bunch of cranes. They brought them outside of the soccer stadium so they could watch the game live. And it's not even like it's a good team they were watching. They're watching a second division team. That's basically like a minor league team. This is on Monday. Actually, I think we got a picture of this. Yeah, let's pull this up. This is outside of the soccer stadium. You can't see the stadium, but it's right underneath this picture. There were dozens of fans, maybe even more, and they're like 100 feet up in the air. And the best part is, it wasn't even an empty game. They were selling tickets to the stadium too, so it's not like it is over in America. I mean, they're a little farther along on this thing, so it's not like it is in America, where apparently, if somebody were to sit in the stands at Wrigley, everybody in Chicago is going to drop dead the next day. But over in Poland, they're real men. They had to have a little bit of lower ticket sales. They had to have a little bit of distance between the seats, but they had a pretty full crowd. But it was capped off. So the fans that couldn't get in, they said, "Fuck you! I'm not gonna miss the game." My buddy Igor's not. Is that a Polish name, Igor? I don't know a Polish name. Well, I mean, didn't you play in Poland? Motherfucker, I didn't play in Poland. I played Yugoslavia. Either way, buddy. Either way. I just think it's amazing. They coughed up what do you think? Like $1,000? This is construction equipment, and they paid this kind of money to see a shitty second division team play some soccer. And meanwhile, back in America, you got the goddamn Dodgers fans. You got you fucking Mets fans out there. You idiots are just buying a cardboard cutout of yourself and letting them stick it in the crowd, and you're paying them for it. You got to be ashamed of yourself. And I was looking up footage of this on YouTube. I got to tell you, these Polacks are fucking crazy. I found videos. Just search Polish soccer fans, and you're gonna find videos of them fighting the Russians outside the stadium. You're gonna see them starting riots. You're gonna see them setting their own stadium on fire. I think it was by accident. Either way, they set the fucking stadium on fire. God bless Poland. You make a Raiders tailgate look like a fucking dance recital. Shit, man, I wonder how much it costs to go over to Poland. What do you mean you want to go over to Poland and watch a fucking soccer game? I never had nerves for that. I'm just saying, man, maybe we ought to put we ought to put our game over there. We should put the Super Bowl over there. The NBA bubble, they should just put it in Poland. Honestly, Ray, that's not the worst idea in the world. Everybody says that they're dumb. I don't think they're dumb. They're crazy, but they're not dumb. Anyway, moving on. moving on. We're getting up on the break here, but I got a couple more soccer stories. Then we'll take a short break. This next story is really fucking dumb. I mean, frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if this one makes the War on Morons on Monday. So this one's from ESPN. The actual event that the story is about is from like 7 or 8 years ago, but the story just came out last week. So, Argentinian soccer player, and I'm going to butcher this name, Guillermo Moreno. So, he once gave his club team over there a really crazy excuse for why he was late to practice. You want to have a guess what I don't know. He was high on cocaine. That wouldn't be that weird down there. I mean, you ever heard of Diego Maradona? Anyway, his excuse was, he said he was abducted by aliens. What, like a space alien? What, like a Wookiee? A Wookiee? A Wookiee is your go-to for an alien. Yeah, man, like a Chewbacca. Well, you know what, Ray Ray? I don't think he was talking about fucking Chewbacca. I just can't believe... you're going to Chewbacca. When I say alien, you think of this. Chewbacca. Either way, this guy, it says here in the article that he says when the aliens abducted him, they took out his soul, they analyzed it, and then they spent the next couple days, so he was a couple days late to practice, he spent the next couple days finding himself. Man, that motherfucker wasn't with the alien. I can tell you right now, that motherfucker was on drugs. No, I mean, you're probably right. That'd probably be a little bit more enjoyable, Ray Ray, than getting an anal probe from Chewbacca. And I mean, since we're on the subject, inexplicably on the subject of aliens, I mean, what's up with the anal probe? I mean, are the aliens a bunch of gay rapists? I mean, somebody's got to know. Anyway, speaking of anal probes, we've got some shocking news out of England, where a Premier League soccer player has actually written an anonymous letter to the Mirror saying that he is gay, but he's afraid to come out of the closet because he's scared everybody will turn on him or whatever. And they better not turn around on him. What do you mean, Ray Ray? Because they'll fuck him. Jesus. Ray Ray, you're the guy that's always talking about we're going to get kicked off of YouTube, and then that's your take. I like it. I mean, it's a good take. But I mean, Jesus, Ray Ray. I thought you'd, make like an AIDS joke or something. I don't think that would work. Why is that? Well, soccer's not a contact sport. You got a better chance catching it from a toilet seat. That's a real thing, Vinny, man. You got to be careful, man. Sit on a public toilet. That's why everybody in San Francisco shits in the street. Wait, you're telling me they shit in the street in San Francisco? Yeah, man. Look it up, man. It's on account of the AIDS. All right, I'll look that up. But anyway, back to Gay Mysterio here. I don't know why this guy's so scared. I mean, if he's turned on the TV lately, if he's looked on his Twitter lately, I mean, he'd understand that as soon as he comes out, I mean, this guy would have a reality show. He'd have the #1 selling jersey, probably in the fucking world. They'd give him a documentary on Netflix right after that Colin Kaepernick thing. I mean, they're pushing this gay thing on everybody these days. I mean, this guy needs to cash in. That's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And God love him. No, Vinny, I don't think... Shut up. Alright, I think that's enough for the first half. We're getting a little silly over here. We're going to take about 5 minutes to compose ourselves. So we'll be right back after this. Feeling down in the dumps about the state of the world today? Are you sick and tired of the same old boring news shows? Are you ready for something new? Then it's time to go to war. The War on Morons, that is. This hilarious comedy show puts the world of stupidity on blast every Monday night with a half-hour podcast covering all the latest from stupid criminals, Florida man shenanigans, Hollywood hypocrites, politically correct crackpots, and more. And there's an extra dose of insanity every episode, as the phone lines are always open to the ever-growing parade of lunatics that call into the show. I mean, get a load of these nut jobs.
I'm rolling in it. All you gotta do is tell these fruitcakes that you're serving them vegetarian stuff, and they all buy it.
I went over there. I mean, I had to stay at least 6 feet away, which was hard to do because there was like 25 of them or something. And I told them, listen, y'all better stop what you're doing because I've got a gun. How can you be afraid to drink wine?
You know what?
He's an alcoholic. He's supposed to love it.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the Big Apple Berserker, and I'm keeping New York clean.
Oh my God, man, that's the Walt Disney Corporation. You know, they're speaking through one of their clones, and they're telling you that they're, you know, interdimensional, Satan-worshipping vampires.
I mean, a lot of them give to charities and, like, help people out. They don't...
To charity, my 2 words for you. You ready? O.J. Simpson. I rest my case.
Introducing from Bellsmere Enterprises, it's Mommy and Me Rhinoplasty.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So tune in every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, right here on YouTube, or catch the show up to 3 days early by following the RSS feed at thewaronmorons.podbean.com.
Hey, what's up? It's your good friend Chuck Chicory from the Chicopee Chickadees. You know me, 2 years running, 3rd runner-up for the Western Massachusetts Mascot of the Year. And I've got a very important message to you today, because it's less than 30 days until pitchers and catchers report down in Florida. That's right, baseball season is back. It's the most wonderful sport in the world. I tell you, it's America's pastime for a reason. And that's because of people like me, the man in the fucking bird suit. I'm gonna teach you to be just like me in the Chuck Chicory Mascot University. We're gonna teach you how to make those fucking kids go apeshit. When they see you, they're gonna be digging so deep in their wallets to pay for your autograph that it's gonna be more money than I spend on the fucking hookers down at the airport. I'm even gonna teach you fighting techniques. Like the next time I see that piece of shit Brewster from Worcester, I'm probably gonna murder him with my Louisville Slugger. But anyway, we're almost out of time, so enroll now at Chuck Chicory's MascotUniversity.com.
Warning, you're about to experience Vegas Victories with Vinny V and Rae Rae Robinson. Vinny V is a foul-mouthed pervert who is unabashedly racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, and, well, let's just say he's a little bit of an asshole. So unless you're about to get real cool with a lot of things real fast, sports fans, you might just want to sit out for this one.
All right. We're back from the break. Hope you had enough time to go get a smoke, maybe pour a drink, roll a joint. Hell, it's getting kind of late. Maybe you blew a line. I mean, it's okay. It's Friday night. We're in Vegas, baby. We're going to have a good time, as always. So, I don't know. We got maybe half a dozen stories left in the stack. We've got some... Boy, what do we got, Ray Ray? We got sexual harassment. We got pro wrestling. I know those two go hand in hand, but they're actually separate this time. But I know what you've really been waiting for, and frankly, I can't believe I'm giving it away for free instead of putting it up on 1-900-V4 Vegas for $5.99 a minute. But we've got your exclusive picks for the NBA restart to close out the show. And as we've been teasing you throughout the broadcast, we could be talking about big fucking money, because I've got a sleeper pick to get to the finals that's going to blow your mind. I mean, we're talking ridiculous odds. You know, you could drop $100 and you could make you could fucking put a down payment on a mortgage. But we'll get to that a little later. Until then, though, I mean, Ray Ray, I mean, how you feeling? How you feeling, Ray Ray? I mean, first live broadcast on Facebook, something a little different. How you feeling so far?
Shit, Vinny. I mean, I don't know, man. You've been pissing me off this show, but I mean,
hey, man. Anyway, hey, Ray Ray's getting a little testy, so we're just gonna give him some space there. And you know what? Let's get to our favorite subject. I mean, it seems like it's our favorite subject because we've been covering it every single show since we first filled in for the War on Morons on July 4th, and that is your Washington football. Well, I guess you can't call them the Redskins anymore. So they're just the Washington football team now. I mean, before we really get into the main stories about these guys, we got to touch on this for a minute. I mean, did you see that they're going with no nickname? I mean, the NFC East next season, it's going to be the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, and the football team. What's it going to be called, though? Now, that's just it, Ray Ray. The Washington football team. That's it. I mean, I guess that real estate guy from fucking Alexandria, I guess he owned all the trademarks, and that's all they had left. Is the Washington football team.
Yeah, but I mean, what they going to be called?
Jesus, Ray Ray, you're trying to do this fucking Abbott and Costello bit. I ain't got time for it, but it's just the Washington football team for now. They don't have a name, but honestly, if you look at the Seattle Kraken, I mean, maybe they'd be better off without a name. But anyway, we've got two stories involving the former Redskins here. Neither one is about the stupid mascot thing, but they're both related. They're both about this PC bullshit that's been going around. So the first story. So the ex-Redskins, they're in trouble because a bunch of women that used to work for the team are accusing owner Dan Snyder and his inner circle of repeated sexual harassment and verbal abuse. 15 of these broads. 15! I mean, they got 15 of these chicks that are basically, they're going to sue them for sexual harassment. I mean, the way I see it, this is an easily avoidable situation, baby. I mean, nobody's going to call you a sexual harasser or whatever if you don't hire the chicks. I mean, back in the 80s, baby, and it's probably the same with you, Ray Ray. Back in the 80s, the only girls I saw in the locker room were the fucking groupies and the hookers. Right? God damn it, Vinny. For the 15th time today, man, you can't be saying that kind of shit. They're going to say you a sex harasser. They're going to... I wouldn't be surprised if we already off the Facebook. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. I know I'm not supposed to say it because of the YouTube or the community standards or whatever, but I mean, I've been running 1-900 V4 Vegas for 30 fucking years. I can't tell you how many asses I've grabbed, but I mean, how many times, Ray Ray, how many times have I been sued? Now, you've been sued a bunch of times, Vinny. I mean, you've been sued more. No, I mean for sexual harassment, baby, not the other shit. I haven't been sued once for sexual harassment, Ray Ray. And that's because the only women that I hire are prostitutes, Ray Ray. They don't mind the luck. God damn it. And I really don't know how I can make this more clear to you, Vinny, but all right, anyway, we'll just move on. The next story, it's also about the Redskins, or, the Washington football team, proven that they will never learn, or proving that Dan Snyder's the most stubborn son of a bitch in the league. The very same day that these 15 broads came out to sue him, they announced that they're hiring Julie Donaldson to oversee all of their broadcasts as the senior vice president of the media. That actually makes her the team's highest-ranking female executive. I mean, Danny Snyder, you're my guy. You gotta know where this is gonna end up, right? I mean, Ray Ray. Pull up a picture of Julie Donaldson. Pull a picture. Look at her. Julie Donaldson, she was like a Miss USA or something. I mean, she walks around like that. I mean, they're going to make her an executive. I mean, come on. That's not an executive, baby. Now, Dan Snyder, you're telling me he's going to restrain himself around this broad? If he's sexually harassing all these other girls, I mean, he's going in. That's right. And she's going to own the fucking team by this time next year. So, I mean, mark my words, Julie Donaldson is going to sue Dan Snyder for everything he's got, because he's not going to be able to help himself, and then she's going to own the team, and she's going to, I mean, they're not even going to be wearing burgundy anymore, baby. Anyway, speaking of women, showing up in places they don't belong, let's head back to San Francisco, where the fucking Giants took enough time away from disrespecting the flag to hire some chick as their first base coach. I know her name is Alyssa Nakin. It says here she played softball at Sacramento State, and she has a sports management degree. So somehow this makes her qualified to become the first female coach in MLB, history. I mean, she's not the coach. I mean, you know where this is going to lead. I mean, she's going to get a goddamn TV commercial like that. You remember the Super Bowl? I know it seems like 50 years ago, but you remember the Super Bowl this year? The 49ers, another San Francisco team. They had that lesbian that they hired to, fetch coffee or whatever. They tried to make it out like she was the defensive coordinator. And, honestly, I'm telling you right now, I mean, the San Francisco Giants, they're going to make the same mistake as the Washington Redskins. Somebody is going to sexually harass this Alyssa Rod. She's going to own them. Now, I don't know if you can, say all that, Vinny, but, I mean, let's talk about something else. I mean, I always wonder, what's a first base coach do? I always wonder, what do you think? Jesus, Ray Ray, you're fucking stupid. I mean, they stand behind first base, and they coach. Like, they tell you if you should run or not. You trying to tell me a big league ball player don't know, if he can run? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, look, I mean, they gotta have him there for a reason. I mean, I didn't play baseball. You're the athlete, Ray Ray. I mean, you played pro basketball. You played all over the world. You played at UNLV. You never talked to anybody on the baseball team? Come on, man. Ray Ray trying to talk to the girls. Well, that's what I'm saying. But, with that said, I mean, there is one sport where I think it does make sense to have these chicks on as a coach. You know which one? You're probably going to say soccer. No, not soccer. Although I get it. But no, the NBA. The NBA, Ray Ray, because they're all in that bubble. You can't bring in any chicks into the bubble, but a coach. Yeah, you can bring a coach into the NBA bubble, baby. Make the whole team happy. Man, you a sick man, Vinny. Hey, maybe I am. But, I'll tell you what I'm not. I am not sick with COVID-19. And neither is my man, legendary wrestler, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, baby. But that didn't stop these corona idiots from freaking out on the man. Because he was photographed the other day, not wearing one of these fucking face masks, while he was alone in his car. He was alone in his car going through the Starbucks drive-thru. I mean, why the fuck should anybody wear a face mask when they're sitting alone in their goddamn car? I mean, this is a man, he wrestled for like 50 fucking years, and he bled in just about every single match. I mean, these are dubious times, too. He was bleeding everywhere. I mean, he survived a goddamn plane crash. I mean, he's put his liver through more abuse than a fucking Irish stepkid. And I mean, you're telling me he's supposed to be covering his face like a fucking idiot to go for a drive? Because of come on, get out of here. But next story, since we broached the subject, since we're talking about pro wrestling, I've got to talk about the shit that WWE put in their pay-per-view last weekend. Look, I don't even know why I was watching this trash, but they had a stipulation in one of their matches. I've been watching wrestling a long time, Ray Ray. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. It was Rey Mysterio, the little Rey Mysterio, and this guy Seth Rollins, and they had a match where to win the match, you had to take out your opponent's eyeball. Take out an eyeball. How you gonna take out an eyeball? Like one of them got a glass eye or something. No, I wish, baby. I wish. But no, I mean, they had this Rollins kid. For one, he took some pliers out to the ring with him and everything. But when it came to the big finish, he jams Rey Mysterio's face into the steel steps. Oh, don't tell me his eye popped. His fucking eye popped out, baby. It was gruesome. It was gruesome. Then he starts puking everywhere. I mean, I've seen some weird shit. We got a little picture of this. It's just to show you how fucking gruesome this is. You got to pull this up here. Look at this. See the arrow? It's pointing at his fucking eye popping out of his head. How the hell is that a wrestling match? You know, what's next? What's next? You know, a liver donation match? A kidney extraction? I mean, body parts go for a lot, baby. I mean, you go over to China. I mean, you say the wrong thing about the fucking party, and they'll take all kinds of shit out of you. You know, he didn't really pop his eye out, Vinny. What do you mean? We saw the picture. He popped his eye. Vinny, I don't know how to tell you this, but I mean, it's wrestling. Yeah, I know, it's wrestling. I mean, you should just be grappling. You should be trying to pin him under the mat, and he's trying to pull out his eyeball. Vinny, sometimes, man, you're a fucking idiot. Man, anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna get sick. Let's talk about a real gentleman sport, pro hockey. Oh, you mean the sport where they fighting each other, knocking each other around every night? No. Believe it or not, I'm not being funny here. The NHL has a trophy that they give out every year to the most gentlemanly player. Believe it or not, it's called the Lady Byng Trophy. It's for the guy with the best sportsmanship. They've been giving this thing out for like almost 100 years. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Who want to win a ladybug trophy? Well, I mean, it usually goes to the guy who, you know, he might have had a lot of goals, he might have had a lot of assists. He's a good guy. He's not quite MVP level, but he didn't get a lot of penalty minutes. He wasn't sitting in the box that much. But anyway, there's actually controversy about the Lady Byng Trophy this year because one of the three nominees who was just named is Austin Matthews from the Maple Leafs. Great player, but everybody's harassing this guy. They're trying to, like, Me Too this guy because last year he got in a little bit of trouble for harassing a female security guard at his apartment complex. And frankly, I mean, doesn't really sound all that gentlemanly. So it says here that he tried to break into her car, and then he dropped his pants, and then he squeezed his cheeks at her. He squeezed his cheeks? What, like a chipmunk? No, brother. He squeezed his butt cheeks. He squeezed his butt cheeks. Yeah, he squeezed his butt cheeks at her. I mean, what the I mean, at least he didn't squeeze her cheeks, right? Hey, man, she might have liked that, Ray Ray. But either way, I mean, this kid's, you know, he's got 10 times as many points as he's got penalty minutes, so, you know, I say fuck it. You know, let him have the Lady Byng Award. You know, maybe he made a turnaround. You know, like Mike Tyson. You know, Iron Mike Tyson. You know, I knew the guy back in the 90s. He was a vicious fucking animal, Mike Tyson was. I mean, you remember, he used to knock these guys out first round. You know, nobody hits like Mike Tyson. But he was vicious, not just in the ring. I mean, for Christ's sake, I mean, he raped a girl. He went to prison. But, you know, he came back out. And he was still crazy. I mean, he was talking about he'll eat your fucking children. I mean, I told you this then, but Ray Ray, you probably should have taken him up on that one. You know, all those illegitimate bastards you got. Hey, man, fuck you, Vinny. Talking about a man's kid's a bastard. Man, what the hell wrong with you? Motherfucker. Hey, I was just making sure you're paying attention, brother. It's getting kind of late. You keep looking down at your fucking watch over there. Yeah, I'm looking at my watch. I'm looking at my watch because we're running out of time, man. Shit, we got to do the preview. Oh. Yeah, shit, you're right. You know, I'm not used to doing the show live on Facebook. So, yeah, you are correct. We've been holding out long enough. So you heard the man. Ray Ray Robinson, he says it's time. It's what you've all been waiting for. The reason that you've been putting up with my bullshit for the better part of an hour. It's time for your 2020 NBA Restart Preview, baby. All right, so just like baseball, just like hockey, the format for this thing's really fucked up. So they put the season on pause. When was it? Back in March? Like March 15th, Ides of March, I want to say, or maybe it was Friday the 13th. Either way, they put the season on pause. It had about 15-20 games left before the playoffs, so obviously all the spots and all the seeds hadn't been locked in yet. So as we've covered ad nauseum on this show, all the teams who are in contention back in March, they've been brought back down to the Walt Disney World of Sports in Orlando, and they've been locked up in a fucking bubble. So nobody in, nobody out. And now they got to wrap up the regular season with a modified schedule. I think they actually just got started. They got to fight for positioning, and then they got to play in the playoffs. And the only reason and the only way that you can leave the bubble is to win the NBA championship or to get eliminated. So now that these teams, they first got locked in this fucking bubble a couple weeks ago. All the players hate it. The food sucks. There's no girls. It's boring. There's too many rules. But really, they hate that there's no girls. I mean, half of them are talking about how they're watching porn. Well, I mean, there's female coaches, and there's refs and reporting. I mean, there's not no girls, but still, I mean, that's not grade A meat, baby. I mean, they've been locked in there since the beginning of July, and the finals don't start until all the way on September 30th. So, I mean, that's a long time to be in there with a few fucking referees. I mean, if you win your conference, you're signing up to be trapped in the goddamn biodome for like 3 or 4 months, baby. Nah, nobody wants that, Vinny. I'll tell you. Yeah, not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Because there are a handful of shithole towns on this continent that are even worse than the NBA bubble. Even for a millionaire pro athlete. And that, more so than any other factor, is going to determine who makes the NBA Finals this fall. But I'm not going to steal your thunder, Ray Ray. I mean, you're the pro. If you ask me, you should be in the fucking Hall of Fame yourself. You should have been in the NBA, brother. But, before I give my picks, before I let them know what's going to happen, why don't you tell us what you think, brother? So who's going to win? Oh, the Lakers, baby. Are you going with LeBron, huh? Well, that's not all they got, man. It's a whole team. Anthony Davis playing better than LeBron, you ask me. All right, well, that's a popular pick. The Lakers. Who do you got runner-up in the West? I mean, I know it sounds easy, but I'm going to say the Clippers. Jesus, that's really lazy, Ray Ray. That's really fucking lazy. The Lakers and the Clippers. You're just going to L.A. and L.A. Well, I mean, those are two best teams, Vinny. All right, well, how about the East? And don't give a whole speech. Just give me the winner and the runner-up in the East. Philly to win it over Miami. Philly over Miami. All right, well, there's some balls on you. I like it. Just for the folks following back home, the Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers, have 28-1 odds to win the NBA Finals, and they've got 9-1 odds to win the East. So there's a little bit of money there. Ray Ray. You got a little bit of hair on your balls, but that's nothing like my pick, baby. That's nothing like my pick. So let's just get into it. So first off, I'm going to address the LA teams. So the Lakers and the Clippers, just like my man Ray Ray said, I mean, they are without a doubt the two best teams in the entire league. But neither one, mark my words, take it to the bank, neither one of them is going anywhere near the finals. Come on, Vinny, man, you crazy. Neither one. I mean, no. I mean, you live in Los Angeles, baby. You got millions of dollars. You think you want to be locked up in the goddamn Disney World bubble with what? Fucking Rachel Nichols? Lisa Salters? I mean, come on, baby. I mean, Dwight Howard's already starting to crack. I mean, we covered it last week. Rajon Rondo was jerking off so much he broke his fucking hand. Kawhi Leonard, I mean, he already won a title last year. He's not all that hungry for it. You think he's going to want to hang around those fucking beasts down there for no reason? I mean, both LA teams are going to take a dive in the first round, baby. And you can take it to the bank. I don't care who they're playing. Now, wait, you trying to say they're going to throw the fucking game? Hey, I guarantee it, Ray Ray. They are going to throw the game. And that's going to open up the West wide open for, just look down the standings. I mean, you got Utah, you got Denver. They're not going to do it. They both lose an advantage because they get a big advantage from the altitude and from the airline miles. They lose it both. They're down there in Florida. The Texas teams, they don't want to be in that fucking bubble any more than the LA teams. I mean, Texas, that's where it's at these days, baby. I mean, everybody's moving to Texas. You can have a really good time down in Texas if you got money in your wallet. Dallas, I wouldn't be surprised. Houston, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw their games too. But there's one city out west. There's one city that nobody on the fucking planet wants to be in right now, baby. I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, Ray Ray. I know you don't want to watch a lot of Fox News. I know you don't want to watch a lot of CNN, but Portland, fucking Oregon, is a goddamn hellhole. I mean, you got the whole fucking city on fire. You got angry transsexuals. You got these scrawny communists. They're fighting with cops in the streets. You got tear gas floating around everywhere. They gassed the fucking mayor the other day. You got feds swooping in like fucking Stasi and secret police snatching people off the street. Probably shoot them in the back of the head somewhere. I mean, it's fucked up, baby. Meanwhile, last year's Western Conference runners-up, the Portland Trailblazers. These guys are getting 60-1 odds. 60-1 odds to win the West. That's not even to win the whole thing, baby. I mean, I'm telling ya, jump all over that bet. I don't care how tough their schedule is in the restart. I don't care how long the odds are. The Blazers do not want to go back to fucking Oregon and get tear gassed anytime soon. Now, once they get there, are they going to win? No. Once they get to the finals, they lose the edge. All they want to do is stay in the bubble as long as they can and hope that somebody takes control of that city. But once they get to the finals, I mean, both of the teams in the finals, they're going to be there for the same amount of time. And frankly, they're already in Disney World. You think they're going to fucking go after they win the trophy? So I've got Portland getting there, but going down in about 6 games to the number 1 overall seed 2 years in a row, the Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Milwaukee, they got a lot of talent. In Wisconsin, I mean, that's not exactly a place the blacks are in a hurry to get back to either. I mean, is it, Ray? Oh, come on, Vinny. That's racist as shit. I'm just saying. A Milwaukee 10 still weighs about 175 pounds, baby. I mean, it's not exactly Los Angeles. It's not exactly Miami. All right. I get it. Now, who you got for the runners-up? All right, well, we got a couple more shitholes. Oklahoma City out west. That's a real piece of shit town. We got Indian No Place out east. I mean, that's all the time I even have for those 2 teams. I'm not even going to fucking waste my breath. The cities suck, so they're going to play a little bit harder. And in fact, I'm looking down at the clock. That's all the time we've got, Ray Ray. So we used up the whole hour. That's a wrap. Hope you people out there took notes, because if you did, you're going to take your bookies' fucking money. For everybody else, this is Vinny V signing off for Ray Ray Robinson. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you when I see you, baby.